We continue in our 2022-2023 division predictions today with the Metropolitan Division. The Metropolitan Division is obviously, I would say, the second most competitive division out of the four. Really, altogether, I could see every team besides, honestly, one that would make the playoffs this coming season. I would argue the Atlantic is much more competitive because you have more better teams. But yeah, obviously the Metro, interesting division. Fun fact, this is actually a division that I got the most right last year, if I'm correct. I haven't done my Atlantic yet. I haven't looked at the Atlantic at all yet. But so far, last season I had 4 of the 8 predictions correct. So I was 4 for 8. 50% ain't too bad. That isn't that bad considering what happened in the Central Division where I literally got only 2 right. That was not very pleasant at all. But moving on to the Metropolitan Division, I am wearing the 8th overall team, and it is the Philadelphia Flyers. That is the team I have doing the worst. I had them at 5th last season, and as a result, they finished 8th. I don't see really them doing that much. I mean, like, Couturier's out. It's looked better than we thought it was going to. He's only week to week. Farabee looks like he might come back. If we get those 2 guys back, I think we'll be better off, but we're still going to be 8th. I don't see us not being 8th, even with those guys coming in, and obviously we're losing Ryan Ellis, so we're not going to have him in that lineup at all, and it's just, yeah. And the funny thing is, too, I see these TikToks, and it's like, oh, Philly sports right now. It's like the Eagles are doing great, the Phillies are doing great, the Sixers are just starting off their season, and the Flyers are just... No. I think even the Union and, all the other Philly sports teams are doing good as well. And the Flyers are just bad. It's just terrible how bad this team is going to be this coming season. But, hey, we could get Connor Bedard. Who knows? This team is kind of all over the place. Once again, as a Flyers fan, if for those who don't know, I am a Flyers fan. Once again, I am optimistic to see what they're going to do. But I'm not setting my expectations all too high like I have in the past. My expectations are probably lower than the Coyotes' expectations. Honestly, at this point. And number 7, on the other hand, is when things start getting a little bit controversial. And we have the New Jersey Devils at 7th. Now, I hate putting them at 7th for the second straight year. Last season, I had them at 7th, and they finished 7th, so I was obviously correct there. But, obviously, New Jersey, really, they have some young guys coming up. And I like the additions with Andre Palat, but really... they haven't made a big splash in free agency. They got Dougie Hamilton. He's been all right defensively. They got Palat. Palat's going to be a really solid top 6 forward. Honestly, could pop off with the Devils since he's not playing on a team like Tampa and he's more relied on to play really well. I think, honestly, with some of those young players, he could play good. But, really, they haven't made a big splash. They were in on Johnny Gaudreau. They were in on Nazem Kadri. They were in on a couple of other players, and they just missed out on them. So I'd imagine next year when you have some other interesting free agents that are on the line, I can't think of any as of right now, but obviously, maybe, just maybe, the Devils could go out and make a splash for some of those guys as well. And number 6 is when things get interesting. I have the Washington Capitals at number 6 for the second straight year. One thing you'll notice is that my predictions for the Metropolitan are pretty similar to last year. So if you watch last year's division predictions, you don't really need to watch this video because really they're the same. Honestly, I really didn't see much change in the Metropolitan as a whole. But yeah, Washington at 6. I had them at 6 last year, and they finished 4th. I would imagine maybe that happens again. This team has experience. But the only issue is that Tom Wilson's out. TJ Oshie might be out. He got injured last night in a preseason game, and it looks like he's going to be reevaluated. We haven't heard anything as of right now, but still, I'm a little bit worried as to what's going to happen there. But that's obviously interesting. But still, I don't think Washington's going to be all too surprising. They're not going to be terrible. I'm not saying they're going to be a bad team. They probably will have above 500 record, but they're not going to make the playoffs. It's just how competitive this division is. I got to be honest. That's really just how competitive this division is. And it's unfortunate, but Washington's one of those good teams that is likely going to miss out. And maybe this is the year they start falling. Who knows? At number 5, I have the Columbus Blue Jackets. Missing the playoffs. By the way, for this year, I didn't do just one wild card. I did just how I actually think it's going to happen. I think that the Atlantic will take both of the wild cards. So I just don't see Columbus making the playoffs at 5. Last year, though, I had them at 8th, and they finished 6th. So they did a lot better than I thought they were going to. I honestly, actually, and I watched my Metropolitan Division predictions, I said that, like, this team is going to be on a downward spiral for a while. And really, last year, they were 500 on a team that was supposed to be not good. So, really, that's kind of goes to show of how Columbus kind of turned a really bad situation around. And maybe we just overreacted about the bubble. Who knows? But yeah, Columbus at 5. They got Gaudreau. Line could look really good. But, like, obviously, I don't see, like, really them making a big splash or surprising anybody this coming season. The only way I could see it, though, is if, like, the younger guys perform. Like Cole Sillinger, Yegor Chinakhov, Ken Johnson. If they just pop off, then maybe they'll make a better case for it, but I still don't think they'll make it. I don't see this team making it there yet. They need some more experience under their belt, and then I think they'll make it in the future, but not right now. At number 4, I have the New York Islanders. I had them at 4th last year. I had them at 4th last year, and they finished 5th. Sorry, I'm still getting used to the recording stuff. I don't know what's wrong with me. But yeah, New York at 4th. I mean, really, they're the same team. Honestly, plus Alex Romanov and minus some of those guys in the blue line, like Chara and Green, but they weren't really that big of roles anyways. Really, that's all this team is done. Honestly, I think their defense is a little bit better. Chara and Green leaving, they weren't so good last year. Definitely having them leave the team makes it better in some aspects, but I mean, I don't know. I still don't see them making the playoffs. They will come close. They'll have above a 500 record, but they just won't make the playoffs. I just don't see that happening. I'm going to be honest. I don't believe it. And yeah, sorry if you saw my phone vibrating. At 3rd, so this is where the predictions, I had the exact same predictions for last year, and they were both identically right. The Pittsburgh Penguins at 3rd. Last year I had them at 3rd. This year as a result, they finished 3rd. This year, again, I have them at 3rd. I just see them they're kind of the same team. They made some changes on their blue line, but apart from that, really, they still are the same exact team that happened. So I do think they'll probably be around the same, maybe a little bit better, but yeah, I still like this team as a whole. They kept Crosby, Malkin, and Letang around, and they kept Raquel around. I was really impressed with what they did, how they were able to keep all those guys in Pittsburgh. I thought it was really impressive. But yeah, just overall, Pittsburgh at 3rd. Really not that big a surprise. At 2nd, I have the New York Rangers. Last year I had them at 2nd. As a result, they finished 2nd spot in that Metropolitan Division. Now, to be honest, I don't know. I mean, New York, they lost a lot of stuff. They lost a lot of players, but they gained some back. Will they be worse? Probably, but not worse enough that they don't finish below 2nd. That's kind of what I'm trying to go at here. I mean, this could be another year where they make a big deadline trade and they trade for let's see, last year it was Andrew Kopp. This year it could be, I'm just gonna say, Patty Kane. Maybe they make and blow our minds and they get Patrick Kane. Who knows? I mean, really, New York could be one of those teams that plays well during the regular season and then really ramps it up by the trade deadline. That's what they did last year. The acquisitions for Vetrano and Kopp are definitely good, but that center core is going to be interesting. They definitely lost a lot down the middle, so we'll see what they can do. At number 1, I have the Carolina Hurricanes. I had them 1st last year, and as a result, they finished 1st. So really, I don't see them doing any less than that. I think this team is amazing. You know, they're not a team that scores over 100 points. You're not going to see Sebastian Aho just get over the top 100 points, but you're going to see teamwork and production from not just Aho or one player or just a couple of players, from pretty much every single player. And that's what I like about Carolina. And really, they have so many young guys down in that prospect pool that honestly, they really could be good for years to come. They're going to be good for a long time with some of these young players they have in the lineup. They are my cup pick for this year. They're one of my cup picks. I don't have them making the cup finals, but I definitely think they could be one of my cup picks, and I would absolutely love to see it. The only thing this team needs to do, though, is get past the 2nd round. But obviously, that's been a struggle for the past 2 years. I would imagine maybe this year they break that curse. But yeah, that is my Metropolitan Division predictions. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you all very much for watching. For us Portals, I really do appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe down below if you are new. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Next prediction will be our Pacific Division, and then we'll finish it off with the Atlantic. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.